Come over here, Casca. You probably need money. Trade me. Click OK. There we go. Alright, let's get on the boat. Uh-oh, I think there's a boat coming. There is a boat coming. Let's see where it is. Hopefully it's the one we want. No, that's the wrong one. The ship for Al-Zeb will depart in 3 minutes. No, that's Al-Zeb. We don't want that one. We gotta wait. What this do? This will take us over to Salbenia, okay? And Salbenia, there is a mine that we can go in, and that mine will have have the ghost all the time. That's the reason why everybody goes to that side to do these things, is because they can get the parts they need in those mines, and they don't have to do it at every. Yeah, the bogey. In the mine, it's always dark, right? So it's nighttime. You never seen 11? It's cool. 11, this will give you an idea of what 11's about. Here's all my equipment and my stats. I'm a level 75 Black Mage. This is my clothes that I have. These are all the job levels that I have, the various job classes and their levels. My combat skills. So these are the stats that make up your character, and depending on which job you're on, my camera is, oh, I'm sorry. Depending on which, this is your, all my job levels. These are your skills. So if you had a dagger in your hand, and depending on the job, that's how it gets. Like my staff, because I'm a mage, right? So my staff skill is capped. That's why it's blue. Okay? My magic is all capped. Thank you, Casca. Now here is also the crafting. Yeah, sort of, Mopar. I'm a big guilds person, so I have all this crafting stuff. Now your magic, like here's all your spells. Look, they're in order, Sahami. All the magic spells. Now depending on, here are my summons. I have all the elemental summons. Then I have like Frenner and all those. Oh, you're crazy. Okay, so now what else do we have? Casca's dancing. You can see the world in general is pretty big. This is all of the Final Fantasy 11 world. It's fairly huge. The thing is that this is the same world, but it's 200 years in the past. One of the updates to the game, the expansions to the game, allowed you to travel to the past, and there you can join the army, which fights the armies of mobs. Like in the current times, the mobs are just everywhere and they're not organized, and they've been killed off during the Crystal Wars. But you can go to the past and be part of the Crystal Wars. So it's like it doubled the size of the game with that expansion, which was really cool. Now, some people ask about the storyline. It would be nice if I could do this right. Okay. The storyline. Oh, once again it's going to be in the way. The storyline, each of the nations has main missions. Okay? So, like Sandoria is one of the main nations, and these are all the missions that tell you the story of Sandoria. These are all the missions that tell you the Sandoria. So, and each one of these missions kind of like goes through a story and a whole timeline of what's going on. They all culminate together in like mission number 4, and near the end they culminate. So there's like 10 to 12 big missions with 2 or 3 inside each of those. Okay, and for each of the main areas you have missions. Then there is, once you complete X amount of missions in the nations, you can then open up the expansions like the Rise of Zalart, which take you into the history even more of the whole land. Okay, and Rise of Zalart, hello, back from Rise of Zalart, also leads you on to the next expansion, which was the Chains of Prometheus. So you can almost do them at the same time, but not. Treasures of Urkurgan, same thing. You need somewhat. You can't like just buy the game and do Treasures of Urkurgan. You have to do a little bit of the original part of the game before you can get into the expansions. Wings of the Goddess is the last one that was out. Now the other question that people ask about is there, besides the missions which tell you the whole story of the land, right? Is there quests? Every area has quests. So every region, this is just one region of the land, and all the quests that you can do just for the one region. Bostock, same thing. Windhurst, hundreds. I would say there's at least 1,000 quests that you can get to relatively easy, and there's so many different things. Is there a real good reason to do quests? It all depends. Play anywhere. Hello, Telran. No, I don't. I really only come on to help people out. I'm not on a long-term, I'm not a regular anymore. Here comes our boat, Casca. Casca, wake up, goddammit. Okay, let's get on. Used to play on Phoenix. Well, you know what it is? There. Somebody was standing out there. I didn't know there was somebody standing out there. Where were they? Did you see them say that? What many of the guests is the in-game text doesn't really tell you what to do. Many of the quests, no, the quests are not easy. The quests are something that you have to just love quest. That's all there is to it. You have to enjoy. There are some quests which go over 10 different. There's 10 different quests in the whole storyline, right? And by the time you get done with all 10 of them, you may only get 1,000 gil out of the whole thing. They're strictly for people who enjoy the story and the effort involved. You're never going to get rich off doing quests. Okay? There's one quest which is fabulous. It's a love story. And no one ever does it. No one ever does it, right? And it's about the bard. Telrin or Mopar, did you ever do the bard's tale about his love? There's a bard in the bar in Bostock. You did it? It's extremely a pain in the ass. And it ends up in the sanctuary of Zeta. That's where you go in the end. And it's so sad. It's terribly sad. By the time you finish the story, you're like, oh my god, I can't believe that I went through the whole thing, because he was so in love with her, and in the end she dies, and it's terrible. But if you're a quest person, you just have to do it. Another amazing quest that nobody ever does with the mannequins. A lot of people used to get mannequins. Okay, a mannequin would let you. You had to do a special